Hello and welcome to another Solana tutorial. Today we're gonna talk about Anchor. And yes, I still have that scrape in my face, and that's okay, it is getting better. You know what else is getting better? Anchor. It's soon gonna be released in version 1, so today I wanna have a look at the release candidates and see what new features Anchor 1.0 will bring and what other things will change. Because I have no idea. I haven't looked at it yet, so we should. Let's have a look at Anchor 1.0. And the first challenge is gonna be finding the release candidates. Because for now it's still in version 0.32.1, and also in tags I don't find any new releases. That's still from October. So where are the release candidates? Projects. Anchor 1.0. What is this? Oh, that's like a project board kind of a thing? To-do list kind of a thing. Okay. They're also already discussing Anchor in version 2, which has a bunch of to-dos. I'm looking for the source and the releases. It also doesn't say anything here, does it? Packages. Anchor Lang. Version 1. Release candidate 2. What happens if I click here? Okay. Wait, but that's still version 32.1. Anchor is in active development. So all APIs are subject to change. This is more difficult to find than I thought. Okay, let's go there again. Versions. Ah, look. Here we find release candidate 1 and release candidate 2. I think they're still gonna do a release candidate 3 before they release version 1. That's what I heard. But I don't see RC3 yet, so we're gonna work with RC2. Okay, so this is how I would import it. Well, then let's just create an Anchor program. Wait, Anchor has this version manager. What can you do? List. So is the latest update. It's already installed. Can I say use 1.0? Unexpected character. 1.00. Version 1.00 is not installed. Would you like to install? Yes. Failed to download. Not found. RC2. Arguments version. Use version. Well, this is not helping. Okay, you know what? Let's just init an Anchor program, which will not yet be in v1 RC2. Dependencies is still Coral Anchor for TypeScript, and I'm gonna change the dependency for anchor length from 32.1 to this release candidate, and then I'm gonna anchor build, and that will fail. Oh, because I'm not even there. Okay, try again. And then we'll see if it finds the release candidate if I just say use this Anchor version. So far it all still looks normal. And now, oh, now it's getting interesting. Look at that. It is using the Anchor v1 RC2 stuff. That's good. Okay, so we're compiling with, did you see that? With AnchorLang version 1 RC2. Good. And also the IDL we're building with version 1 RC2. And that builds, which tells me that the standard Anchor program that has nothing also builds the same in version 1. So for a simple thing like this, there is no major breaking changes. Okay, so far so good, but this also doesn't do anything yet. Oh man, I want a different key. Gonna use this, the 1RC2 to target deploy keypair. Okay, good. Now, how do we know if we're actually using AnchorLang in version 1? What changes in version 1? The change log doesn't have the RC2 in there. Okay. Here's one thing I found. The migration account type for something like this, migration, this will only be available in version 1, as far as I know. Yeah, look, this has a migration. What does regular Anchor have? Let's check here, for instance. So it does have account, but it doesn't have a migration. It does have system account. And here we're having Anchor in version 0.32.1. So this seems to indeed be a new thing with version 1 RC2. Great. Migration account. So yeah, why not? Let's talk about migration account, since that seems to be one of the new features that it brings. Smart migration. So why would we use this account type? Well, if we want to change the account layout essentially. So let's start with a simple example. Let's say in this initialize, we have a data account. That's a classic account that is being initialized with the following layout. So let's say the data takes some integer and some string, which it doesn't like. Okay, probably because of this. There you go. And then we init this account. So we need the system program and we will need a payer. So that will be a signer. Okay, so payer is the payer and is, well, now we need to know the length of the string. 8 plus 32 bytes are 32 bits are 4 bytes, and then the string length. So I need to know the instruction number string that it gets from here, and then the input string. I think I can say length. Let's see. Okay, why is it still complaining? Function arguments must have a statically known size. Non-optional init requires non-optional system program. I have the system program. It's here. It's literally here. What are you complaining about? If I don't have that, or I was missing an R here. Is that it? Yeah, I need to literally call this system program for it to not complain about this. Okay, payer specified for an init constraint must be mutable. That also makes perfect sense. Otherwise it can't pay. Okay, what else? Invalid instruction declaration. Yes, I'm probably doing that wrong. Oh, I need to say the type. U32 string. Ah, like this. There we go. Okay, making progress. And you know what? Let's make it a PDA as well. Let's say data and payer. Oh, and then I do a bump, such that there is one PDA per user, and all that thing will do is the data account integer, it will set to the input, and the same for the string, and then it will say account initialized, this account. It's just initializing an account. This is just an example. So the program will store some data for some user. Perfect. Let's deploy this. Whoop, anchor build. It does build. Wonderful. Let's see, I still need to change the key, but now with 5 sol, I should be able to anchor deploy. And there we go, our program is now live on DevNet. And it doesn't like the IDL creation. Instruction fallback not found. Oh, I know why. Because we're still using Anchor in version 0.32.1, and that still uploads the IDL to my program directly. In version 1, it will use the program metadata program to handle the IDL stuff, such that my Anchor programs don't need to have that functionality anymore. Which also means that my program binary that we find here, that's just 157 kilobytes, which is also still big, but compare it to a similar program in version 0.32 that will have 200 kilobytes. So it is more lean. And if you don't believe me, hold on, I can for a second change this back to version 0.32.1 and see if it still builds. We do have different dependencies then, of course. There you go. It does still build. Same exact program, just a different Anchor version. And now the SO file has, as I said, 200 kilobytes. If we use Anchor in version 1, we also have fewer dependencies, interesting, or they're building quicker. Then all of a sudden our SO file will have 157. So almost a quarter that we save in the program binary size just by changing to version 1. So that's cool, I like that. But back to our program, we did deploy it. It is live on DevNet, it's just not verified, and it doesn't have a program IDL on chain because I would need to update to a new Anchor CLI. Actually, can I do that? Anchor CLI? No, I think this is all handled with the Anchor version manager, and this thing does not have the version 1 yet. Can I get it through cargo? Okay, now I'm adding it to this project, which is not what I wanted. Should at least add it as a dev dependency, but whatever. And does this thing have a version 1 RZ2? The Rust analyzer seems to not complain. But let's do this somewhere else. Let's add Anchor CLI in this version. And if I cargo build this, it's building a lot of things. Anchor CLI. So the Anchor CLI was built. So this is literally just a project with that. But how do I now use the thing that it built? Target, debug, build. Okay, I have a better idea. How about I say cargo install, not add Anchor CLI in version 1.0.0 RC2. That's how you spell it? Wait, what's the version? this. There we go. Anchor already exists in destination. Okay, anchor directory for all generated artifacts. If I give you the target directory, CLI build. Okay, if I say install it to here, that will work. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm now installing the anchor CLI in version 1, but I don't want to overwrite my anchor, don't want to brick that, so I'm installing it locally here into this folder. Let's see. Anchor CLI in version 1 RC2. Great, there we go. So we have anchor here now in the binary. So in my CLI build, in the bin I have anchor. And this thing comes in version 1 RC2. Cool. That's good. So I can remove anchor CLI. Good. So now I can use this version of the anchor CLI to build, which should still be the same. For some reason it still needs to reinstall all the packages. Don't ask me why it does that, but it does that. The dependency I already had in there before, so the CLI shouldn't really change that. Like, it should still build the same thing. And then I get my target deploy, there we go, SO file, which, this time is even 2 kilobytes less. So the anchor CLI, if I build it with a new CLI, apparently something changes. Maybe it has different packages as dependent, I don't know. But for some reason it's 2 kilobyte smaller still, even though it's the exact same code. Okay, but that wasn't the interesting part. Now I can also use this CLI to deploy, sending upgrade transaction, signature, that's the program ID. And now it's asking me to install Solana program metadata because, as I said, Anchor in version 1 will use the program metadata program to handle the IDL stuff. So yes, I let you install that. Why not? I probably need to do this here because I created the project with the old Anchor CLI version. And then there we go, writing metadata account, boom. So it now also pushed the IDL. That's the account that I created for it. And that means that now this program should actually have an IDL, but it might still take a while to find it. Doesn't show up here instantly, but I think that it should have one already because the account seems to have been created. Here, this account was written, 600 bytes. We don't know what's in there, whatever. Okay, so we see that in version 1, this is different, but now we can come back to our program and actually do the initialize. Hold on, maybe other stuff changes in the tests as well. Because one other thing that I found was that for Anchor 1.0, they're moving from the Coral XYZ to AnchorLang. So new package or NPM packages change. Because Solana Foundation now has ownership of Anchor. It's not Coral anymore. So you know what? I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna see what's different if I use the new Anchor CLI, so the version 1 Anchor CLI, to init another Anchor project, another v1.0.0 program. Let's see. Then see in the tests it will have the AnchorLang core import. That's much nicer. So let's migrate to this one. I'm just gonna copy over. Oh, that's also different. Wow. Okay, hold on. If we init an Anchor program with the version 1 CLI, we have the lib, and then we have state, instruction, error, constants. So it forces you or suggests that you structure your program better and don't do it all in one huge lib file like we're doing here. Which does make sense, I like it. So let's stay with that. Just gonna update my program ID. I'm gonna update the initialize function to also give it the input number and input string. And where do I put all the accounts and data? The data account would live in state, I guess, because that's state. And the initialize handler, that's the implementation. So that's where this thing will go. So we will add the input number and the string, get the result. So that's now in the handle of the initialize, and the initialize is an instruction and all the instructions are imported here. Cool. What else? The last thing I'm missing is still the accounts. Where would I cleanly put those in the new layout? It's not in constants, it's not in error. Is it in instruction? Probably. So I would put it in instructions and then here have the initialize accounts. Oh yeah, hold on, it's literally here. That's where it suggests that I put the accounts. So yeah, cool. Up there next to the handler. And then this would be probably a seed. So this I should put in constants. So my data seed is string data as an example. And then this data seed I would use here. Data seed, there we go, from the crate data seed. Okay, good or not, because now a bunch of stuff is red. Let's start at the state. Can't find account in this scope. Yeah, you probably need anchor account. This one? No. This one? Where does this come from? This thing? There we go. Prelude stuff. That's what we need. And then here, the data account we need to import from the crate. And then here, match types. Oh, maybe I should make this bytes, not a seed. Then we don't have the problem here. Okay, wonderful. Good, and like that, it's all green again. So yeah, it's nice to structure your program like this, have one file per instruction, just makes it much more readable. So I like that the new Anchor CLI has a template for that, such that you don't put all in the lib, because I'm also guilty. If I have just one file, I will stay in that one file because I'm lazy and I won't structure my program nicely. So it's good to have several files. Great, cool. And this, I mean, it should be the same program. I should be able to anchor build this. Oh, I don't have the right key. I still need to copy the key 1rc something to my target deploy key pair. Then it will build. Oh, also here's the wrong one. But it says that it has a anchor keys sync to update the program ID in your source code. And the program already built. I have the deploy SO file, which again has 155 kilobytes. So it's the exact same basically. But let's see what we just read about this keys sync. There we go. It changed that. Haha, that's fun. That's convenient. So we don't need to manually copy that anymore. Nice feature of that CLI. I still want you to deploy to DevNet. And then I say deploy, just to make sure I have the correct program on chain. There we go. And it will probably even update the IDL. Yup, there we go. The Explorer. Oh, now the Explorer I found it. Ha! It always just takes a while. But yeah, now it does find a program metadata IDL, not an anchor IDL anymore. So this is not in the anchor program, but from the program metadata, we have this initialize. And also here, we have this, we can directly interact with it. Ooh, should we do that? For fun, why not? Let's do it here. Or actually, no, because I want to do it with Anchor, with the tests that it wrote here. So we notice even in version 1, it will still use the Web3.js and not the kit, which is a bit annoying to me, honestly. But that's just how it is. Anyway, so we can call the initialize. It will need some stuff from us now though, because the initialize will need a number and a string. This is my first account. And then it should be able to create me that account if I run anchor test, which is gonna build it again. The weird thing that I have going on here now is that every time I build, it builds all of the packages again. Oh wait, hold on. I want to use this anchor test. There we go. Now it built faster. Right, okay. Anchor error caused by data account. Account did not serialize. Failed to serialize the account. So what am I doing wrong still? My initialize should init this account. Am I not building this with seeds? Does my IDL not have... Yeah, it does. Here's data. It's a weird way to write this, but yeah. I think that's D-A-D-R. Yeah, but it's a weird way to spell this. Whatever, that's the Explorer being weird, I think. So it is in the IDL, my C. So I would expect that you're using the correct account. Wait, so what was the error? Account did not serialize. But if I init, you don't need to... Wait, do I have the wrong length? Hold on. Let's try this here. Let's say 1 and default. Nice. Why not? And then here, the data account can be generated from the next arguments, payer. So the payer, I need to connect my wallet. I'm gonna put my wallet as the payer, and then it automatically generates this. So that should be fine. And then I execute. No account initialized. Data account did not serialize. Same error. Okay, so we're getting the same error here. What's going wrong? Failed to serialize. Maybe it just really doesn't like strings. So this. Maybe they're not using Porsche anymore. Oops. Maybe I should also not show you my private key. I'm just gonna say, oh, this is a U8 array of at most, or wait, or they are okay with this, but I cannot serialize it because it has a length. Every string has a length that it stores that I'm ignoring here. So maybe it's 4 more bytes for the string length or something, and that's why it can't serialize, because the data is then too big for the account space. Maybe that's my issue. Let's rebuild and redeploy and then test with this. Ah, yeah, that was my issue. Okay. Good! And now it should also work here that I execute this. There we go. And I can just approve this transaction to create this account. Wonderful. Account initialized. The 9Z7. And here I can check this transaction. And also here, the initialize. The DWB account is initialized. So this one was the PDA for ND6. So I can look at the account now and see we have the 8 bytes of the discriminator. We have the 4 bytes of the number, that's 42. Then we have 4 bytes of string length, 19 characters. And then we have the 19 characters. This is my first account. Great. So far, this is nothing new. This is nothing specific to Anchor version 1. So let's finally get to one thing that is specific to Anchor in version 1, which is this migrate account type. So let's say I messed up this state. Let's say this was version 1, and really what I want now is I want to update this because I've forgotten some authority, which is an address, but I guess you still call it pub key. Oh, Solana address. Can't I say address? Cannot find address in this scope. I guess you still need to call it pub key. That's weird. Maybe Anchor 1 still doesn't fix that to address. Maybe it comes in RC3. For now, I'll keep calling it pub key, because it could be a pub key, this authority. But it could also be a PDA, just saying. Anyway, so I want to add this authority before the string as well, because the string is variable length and I make it important that the authority comes before that. So if I now would change the version 1 to version 2, let's say I had a, whatever, let's stay with version 1 here. Let's say I had another instruction called update that, gotta add this. So update will do the same as initialize. I'll call this update, except we're not initializing, we just have a mutable account here. And possibly I would need to realloc. Nah, you know what? No, you just allow to update the number because I'm lazy. I could of course implement a proper update for the string as well, but let's say we just update the number and the handler will take a new number and will store the new number and say account updated. That's it, right? So a simple update the number on this account function that should build, oh, hold on. Similar path exists. Program defines model containing all instruction handlers defining all entries into a Solana program. I need to still add here my update, which takes this and we'll call the update handler with this. There we go. Unresolved import. So unresolved import, I do need to import them here as well. It says ambiguous global re-export, but I guess it will work. Okay, try again. Nope, it doesn't work. The name handler in the value namespace is first re-export. Ah, I see what I'm doing here. So the issue is here I get everything from instructions, and in instructions I have handler. So how do I tell that you should use both of them? I'm gonna add the pair such that you have the PDA, that's fine. Okay, is it fine now? Oh, there we go. I had an error further down and then it complained. Okay, whatever. Whatever, okay, works now. Perfect. So, can build. And it complains that I called both of them handler, but okay. The cleaner way to do this would be to call them handle initialize or whatever. In pure Rust, I would call it process instruction name. Something like that. So process initialize or process update. So handle update, I could call this. But anyway, I just have the same name. It's okay. Whatever. Because I am specific in which one I call here anyway. So should be fine. Good. Moving on. We have this update function now. Let's deploy this program. Oh, anchor deploy is deprecated. Use anchor program deploy now. Oh, great. Program already exists. And then the account data is too small because now my binary is bigger here. It's now 163 kilobytes. And then my account data is too small for instruction. Oh, God. We're still not at the point where it handles that automatically. Apparently not. I already knew how that worked though. There was something with a resize. Extend. Was it extend? I was Solana program. Solana program extend. Extend the length of an upgradable program to deploy larger programs. Okay, Solana program extend this program for, we added 10K. There we go. Can I now deploy? Yes, we can. Wonderful. That's better. And we also update the IDL. Now let's add a test for, we already initialized it. We don't need to do that again, but we will update it from 42 to 43.rpc. Let's go. Anchor test. And will that work? No, it won't. The data account discriminator mismatch. Ah, because I renamed it. Oh no. Oh, okay. That's what you get for just renaming your structs. Don't rename your structs, kids. Okay, my bad, but it's a real example, so let's fix it. So the problem was that this v1 that I called it, I shouldn't call it v1, I'm just renaming it back to the original data account as it was, otherwise my discriminator is gonna get screwed. Or I probably can tell this that it should have a certain discriminator, this data account, and I know that's possible. But for now, I'm just gonna make it easy for myself and just rename it back, and then that should hopefully fix that. Now we gotta redeploy this. And then, yeah, then the discriminator is correct and this account will be updated. And if we check it, Solana account, then we will see that it's now not 2A but 2B. Cool, good. But obviously, even if I had the same discriminator, if I would just put the pub key in here, then obviously that's gonna break because it will then misinterpret the string. It will not be able to read that correctly. So let's say test again. With this, it will not manage to deserialize it correctly. And we will fail data account did not deserialize, as I said, because it tries to read a pub key and then a string, but there's just a string in there. The pub key is not in my data account. So what I will need to do is I will need to change the account to allow for this authority to be present. So I need to add 32 bytes in there and then write the pub key. And for that I will need an instruction and I will call it migrate. So there will be a migrate. I will use all of that. And migrate will need to take this data account that is of type data account, but then it will need to make it a data account v2, which has a different layout. And with regular anchor, that's a bit annoying because it's a different struct. So we would need to change the discriminator as well. And it has to be deserialized differently than it will be serialized in the end. So it's all a bit But that's why they added this migration account type. That's exactly the use case for it. So my data account will not be an account, but it will be a migration. And the migration will take two accounts, the version 1 data account and then the version 2 data account. And then it will say account migrated. And what it will do, Well, let's check what it will do. I can now say for this data account, there is a migrate and it will have the new data. And the new data will be a data account v2. So it will take some integer, some authority, some string. And I will just take that from the old data. So from the data account, some integer, data account, some string. And the authority that I can add, that's the new thing that I will add. So that's context accounts, the payer key. Consider cloning. Well, yeah, we're an anchor. I guess I gotta clone this. And that doesn't look good. Must use the result. Okay, question mark. Nailed it. Okay, and like that we can update the account. Except we will still need to add the 32 bytes. And that's why they also have this realloc constraint here, where we give the new size. I don't zero realloc. The payer will be paying for this. And the size, can I somehow get the size of this account? Because we have the variable length with the strings, it's still a bit complicated. But, well, I'm gonna try to do the same thing. The 8 plus 4 plus, I don't have the input string, but do I have the data account some string, I hope. And then I add the 32 bytes for the authority. Oh, and realloc, of course, needs the system program again. So, system program. Make sure you spell it right, otherwise it doesn't work. Program with info and system. There we go. And it seems like we have access to that. So that looks good. Good. That looks like a plausible migrate function instruction. We upgrade from data account to data account v2. So let's write a test for this. Actually, before we migrate, I also want to change the update function to also use this migration account from data account to data account v2 in the hopes that then this will allow both of the accounts, of the account types. So let's just do the update. I will update to 44. Let's test this. Nope. Account not migrated. Account must be migrated before exiting. Aha. So I cannot just allow a migration account to not migrate. Good, we learned something. Well then, that sucks. I can't use that then, because I would love to say here, take this data account or new data account, but I guess for the update I would then still need two versions. Okay, never mind. Good, well then let's look at the migrate. For now, my account still looks like this, and then I'll do the is migrated first with methods. Hey, I'm not exporting that. Oh, maybe I need to anchor build to build the IDL. And then, nope, did I not export it? Why do I not have a migrate? Oh, because I didn't put it here. Ha, that's why. Okay, so we need the migrate handler, doesn't take input. There you go. Okay, build again. Oops. Migrate expects more arguments. Does it? Did I import something weird? I don't get it. Instruction on, oh, this line. I see. That's what you get for copying and pasting code. There we go. That looks better. And now I should also in my test, no, where is it? In my test, have that migrate. Wonderful. And let's see if that will do. Anchor test. If I can migrate and then update. Oh, I will not be able to update because it's still the wrong account type then. But I should be able to migrate. No, none of it, because account data too small for instruction. Oh, another fine. So, okay, fine. Add another. Oh, wow. I'm running out of. What? How am I so broke? Oh, probably because I was creating program buffer accounts and never closing them. Wait, there's also a Solana program close a buffer account, but I guess that will need the account close buffers. Oh, nice. Look, if I say close dash buffers, then it kills all of my buffers and suddenly I have 3 sol again. Wonderful. Okay, let's try deploying this again. Oops, still not large enough. Okay, fine, I will extend it once more. And meanwhile, while I'm at it, I'm gonna change this to a v2 such that I can update it as well. And then once again, we're gonna test. Currently my account still looks like this, but then we deploy the program. Are you kidding me? How freaking big did that account become? There we go. Nah, look at this. So we managed to deploy the program. There we go, deployment success, finally. And then both worked, the migration and the update. And if we now check the account, look at this, it got bigger. And we have a different account discriminator. Before it was this, 55 something, now it is AF something something. And then we updated the number as well. That was from the 2B, it became the 2C. And then we have 32 bytes of the authority that was squeezed into here. That's my pub key. And then we have the length of the string and the same string still. Nice. We managed to do a migration and then another update. Cool. So that migration is one of the features that we will have in Anchor version 1. We also saw that the NPM packages moved to Anchor Lang from Coral. We saw that the Anchor CLI in version 1 has a different template where it structures the instructions and everything better, which I kind of like to have several files here. And we also saw that we're now using program metadata IDLs and not store the IDL in the program itself anymore, which makes it smaller. Still big, but smaller. So those are the main changes that I could see today. There are probably more, but I will do another deep dive on what's new in Anchor version 1 once it's officially released. This was just playing around with it for a bit to see what changed, and I would say I'm happy with that. There will be more changes coming, especially because they're already thinking about version 2. Hold on, I'm gonna end the video here. So yeah, we did have a first glance at Anchor version 1, now with the release candidate 2. It looks good to me. Some nice improvements that I like. This migrate account is pretty cool, that we don't store the IDL in our program anymore. I think that's quite cool. So yeah, can recommend Anchor version 1. It doesn't look like it has major breaking changes if you're coming from Anchor 0 something. If you're coming from 0.32.1 and you bump to Anchor 1, I don't think you'll have big problems, although I can't guarantee because I just worked with very simple programs. But from what I saw, it looks very similar. It's probably just more efficiently implemented and has a few more features. So yeah, can look forward to a deeper deep dive into Anchor version 1 once it's officially released. Until then, here's some other videos. Give this one a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next Solana tutorial. Till then, bye bye. And try out the release candidate for Anchor version 1 or Anchor version 1 if it's already released. Enjoy!